Every night I'm going on the grid, texting back, I want you, hit you up.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a couple new fun things I'm going to be working on. Maybe not recipes necessarily, just things I wanted to make for my kids with some couponing items that we got this week. But I wanted to chat a little bit because I told you guys I was going to keep you updated on my health journey and just things I'm struggling with, things I'm working through. This week I've been really struggling because I've been learning a lot about what foods are actually good for you and which aren't, and specifically what's going to help my thyroid, but it also just generally has a good positive effect on your body overall. But when you really dig into what's going to help your hormones and your organs and all of that, it's a lot different than what you're typically told is healthy. It's stressing me out because my husband, my kids, I have gotten into a routine of things that we typically like eating and we buy over and over again, and some of those things we really thought were good for us. And at least for me specifically with my thyroid issues, it's just not a good idea anymore. And so that means finding completely new things to eat, and even some things I'm not really comfortable giving my kids anymore, and those were things that they were going to all the time. So it's a lot. Food has such a big impact in your health and your energy and your overall well-being, and it's a big deal. So I'm trying to make this all make sense to me, and maybe some of the things are a little bit extreme and I'm just gonna apply it maybe to my diet and not necessarily make my kids and my husband eat that way as well. But some things I am definitely applying to the whole family, specifically taking out gluten, and we're taking out a lot of vegetable and nut oils. All of those types of oils are in a lot of things, especially processed foods. So I'm really focusing on that and taking out gluten for everyone in the family. And then for me, I'm making some changes, but I don't know exactly how it's going to go for the rest of the family because some of these things are kind of extreme. If you're struggling with thyroid issues and you want some more information on changing your diet and helping your thyroid beyond just taking medication, then let me know and I can give you some sources, because I'm not a doctor and there are honestly a lot of different sources and answers that you're gonna get if you just Google, you know, what's the healthiest thing to eat for your heart, for your thyroid, for your liver. It's gonna vary so much, and it's so frustrating to me because I can't just go to somebody and have them help me and just trust them fully, because I get different answers everywhere. So just know that you're gonna find a lot of different answers everywhere you look. So that's what's tricky. I even go to an endocrinologist and she is giving me completely different advice than I'm finding other places, because it's not really a holistic approach. She's just focused on how do I make your numbers look better in the blood work in terms of your thyroid. I'm sure a lot of you have dealt with health issues and you know what I'm talking about. It's just a hard journey because you just feel kind of lost and you're struggling to find things that work for you and things that feel real and honest. And I'm just finding a lot of fuzzy information when I'm trying to do my own research. So frustrating. But I did recently read something that helped me a little bit, and they said just take it one step at a time, because you could read something and it's telling you to change practically every aspect of your life to be a healthier person, but you can't do that overnight. You're gonna get so overwhelmed. So if you just focus on one thing, maybe it's the easiest thing or the thing that's gonna be the biggest impact for you, and you just start there and then slowly add on things over time. It's hard because you want to just be better right away. You just want to fix everything in one day, and that's not necessarily going to be sustainable and helpful for you. So I'm trying to take it slow, but I'm also just wanting to make drastic changes. That's where I'm at. I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but it's also hard being a couponer because I'm going to the store and I'm trying to get all of these deals, and I want to save money for my family because more and more of these products that I'm wanting to implement into our diet and supplements and all of that, it's just so expensive. And more of the items that I could coupon, I am not wanting to coupon. So you really have to kind of focus on your money makers and your freebies. I can still donate products. If I can make money, I can use that on the other products that I'm wanting to buy. And every once in a while, there are products that I think are great for my diet or my kids' diet. I'm going to definitely be couponing those. I've mentioned Merrifield in other videos. Merrifield is an app for grocery products. They partner with over 50 better for you brands. So if you're trying to take out gluten or whatever it is, a lot of those brands that focus on those types of products are on the Merrifield app, and you might really like it. So I recommend that app. Ibotta is great too, though. They usually have a lot of different brands, trendy brands, new products, things that you might want to try on Ibotta. So that's another one that is just great. I will definitely continue to use Ibotta all the time because they just have tons of great brands on there. But let's get into some cooking and some fun things that I'm making for my kids this week. I had to share this with you guys. This is a new thing I'm doing in the mornings for me and my daughter. I bought this beautiful big pan from Target. It was actually cheaper online than the in-store price, so always check online prices because you can price match at the register, super easy. But I just grabbed this from Target and it's beautiful, and like nothing ever sticks to it. It's fantastic. Like this looks very burnt and crisp and it just comes right off. So easy. So I'll just kind of like, you know, cut off the crispy edges. I literally just throw eggs on here, throw it in the oven at like 350, 375, something like that. And it takes like maybe 10 minutes and the eggs are perfect and beautiful, and I don't have to stress about it. When I cook them in a pan, I feel like if I want eggs like over medium or over easy, it's just kind of a stressful process to get it right. But this method has been so easy and delicious, and I will just pop it on a piece of toast and I'm good for the day. So you might want to try it, and you could even throw other things on here, like throw some bacon, throw even toast, and just throw it all in one tray. Add the eggs closer towards the end, like whatever you want to do. But it's awesome to have less dishes, so I thought I would share this fun little breakfast thing that I've been trying. We have been getting marshmallows for pretty cheap everywhere recently with Ibotta. So I had $1 rebate for each bag. Some people had 50 cents, but they're BOGO at Publix, so super cheap there. I also found some on clearance at my Walmart, and that made them almost free. I was just getting a ton of marshmallows everywhere. If it's free, I'll pick it up and find something to do with it. And I did look up if you can freeze marshmallows, and you can. So if anybody needs to do that, you can freeze them for a few months and they will be fine once you thaw them out. But I thought it would be fun to make some Rice Krispie treats. My kids love them, my husband loves them. I'm gonna make a few little changes to the classic ingredients to make it a little bit healthier, but it's not a big difference. I grabbed these from Target, and these are gluten-free Rice Krispies essentially, and these are chocolate. The chocolate is definitely an added bonus for my family because my kids love chocolate and so does my husband. But I love that these are actually gluten-free because Rice Krispies technically are not. They don't have a lot of gluten in them, but they technically are not considered gluten-free. So I picked these up. But if you're on a tighter budget, you probably could find a deal on Rice Krispies. I think Walmart has a like off-brand of Rice Krispies that's pretty cheap. And then for my son, I'm just gonna use some coconut oil instead of butter. I prefer using coconut oil whenever I can anyway. And I recently learned that unrefined coconut oil has more of a coconut taste, whereas refined doesn't have as much of that coconut taste. So if you didn't know that, I mean, a lot of things you're probably gonna be like, yes, Sarah, we knew that for years, but I'm learning a lot right now. So I'm just sharing what I'm learning, and I like the coconut taste. So I grabbed the unrefined, and that might make these Rice Krispies kind of taste a little coconutty, but I think that will be good. My family loves coconut. I also picked up these spring edible confetti little sprinkles. These are from Target, and they just have little spring shapes in there. I thought these would be fun. I might use them for a couple things, but I thought maybe sprinkled on top of the Rice Krispies would be fun to give it a little bit of an Easter vibe. So I think that's what I'm gonna whip up today and use up some of these marshmallows. There's 1,000 different ways you can make Rice Krispie treats, but that's definitely one idea for you with all of these marshmallows that we've been getting. I'm just following basic Rice Krispie guidelines here. So I actually use the recipe on the back of marshmallows. So I'm doing 6 cups of the Rice Krispies, 5.5 cups of marshmallows. This has the coconut oil already in there. I melted that first, then mixed it in, then microwaved with the marshmallows. We have a giant melty marshmallow bowl here. So I'm just gonna throw all the Rice Krispies in here, mix it with the marshmallows. Then I'm going to put it in this tray with some parchment paper, and I'll just let that cool and set. And then once it's all cooled, you cut it up. You could throw sprinkles on it, but you want to do that before it cools completely. And that's basically it. Let's mix everything up. This should be pretty straightforward, but just in case anybody doesn't know how to make Rice Krispies, I thought I would explain. I've also found that it helps to put parchment paper over the top and then just like push it down, because I can never get it to lay flat, like go in the pan at all. Besides this method of just dumping and then patting it with parchment paper on top. And then it's literally that easy to just pull it off. And that looks pretty great. It's still sticky though, so I'll throw my sprinkles on. Alright, this is what we're looking like. That sprinkle, I'll show it to you guys again. I think that's like the perfect Easter sprinkle because it lays so flat. It's not a big like disruptive thing that you're gonna put on cookies or something, because sometimes when the sprinkles are really big, it's like hard to chew and annoying. But those are adorable and they're not big. My kids are gonna love that. It's so cute, little bunnies and eggs and little ducks, I think. So we will let that cool a little bit, and then I'll just cut it up into little squares that are appropriate sizes for my children. And I think that's gonna be so fun. Okay, we're going in with a Rice Krispie even though they're not fully dried, but it's okay. That's a good time, right? I promise we eat more than just sugar and chocolatey things, huh, Julie? Sometimes. That's a good time. I'm using my new baking sheet again. I'm throwing some little strips of chicken. This has like a fajita seasoning on it. I actually got this at Target with a $3 meat coupon on it this Sunday. I swear by their meat deals. They have some amazing deals. If the meat's about to go bad, they'll put those coupons on it, and then you can use it like that day, the next day, or freeze it, or whatever you want to do until you're ready to use it. So I'm going to cook these up, and I was thinking about making some wraps. This will probably be way more than I want to eat right now, but I'm going to save some for later. But I grabbed these at Publix this week. They're buy one get one free, like $6.29 I think, so it's like $3.15 a pack. If you're looking for a healthier wrap that's gluten-free, sometimes those are pretty expensive. So I could use these for tacos, for like a lunch wrap with meat in it, or like whatever I'm trying to do. I grabbed two different ones, the quinoa and chia seed, and then this is the avocado. The ingredients are pretty good. They do have canola oil in there, but it's not terrible. There are a lot of ingredients, but it's because they're trying to make it a tortilla texture with no gluten or anything like that. If you're trying to do like very minimal ingredients, then this is probably not the product for you. But I do like that it has fermented quinoa. It has sourdough in it, which some sourdough is gluten-free. That's why this is still considered gluten-free. And fermented products have a lot of health benefits. So I don't know. I think these might be pretty fun. Vegan too, so if you're looking for something like this to try, I had never tried this brand before, but of course whenever Publix has BOGOs, I am more willing to try new products, so we'll give this a go. Making some lunch for Julie and I. So Julie's just gonna have some finger foods. That's pretty much what she eats every day, but I was gonna have that wrap, and I wanted to show you guys what I've been doing with carrots. I've seen this in so many places recently as just a really healthy thing to incorporate into your diet. It helps a ton with thyroid issues if you're like me and you're trying to correct some thyroid issues. So you just take a carrot. I have, you know, my carrot here that I cut up. Baby carrots are a little bit different in the way that they are created and processed and everything. I've seen conflicting information, but I know that the bigger, just like raw carrots are better for you. So I try to buy those, cut them up into whatever size I want for whatever I'm making them with, or if I'm just eating them by themselves. And then all you do is you throw in a little bit of salt, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and then a little bit of coconut oil or MCT oil. You mix that up with the carrots, and the combination of those things is just really good for you. And I am not a nutritionist, I am not a doctor, but I just wanted to share. I'll leave a link for you guys down below for just one version of this recipe, but it's basically called a raw carrot salad. So I'm going to start incorporating this in my diet as much as I can, either just eating it, just plain carrots with, you know, the things that I mentioned put on it, or putting it in wraps or things like that. So I thought that this wrap for lunch would be a perfect thing to throw that in, to sneak that into my diet. I added in some of this blue cheese. It's BOGO at Publix right now, and there's a $1 digital coupon. It is so good. I haven't had blue cheese in so long, and this is extra creamy. So I have the blue cheese, the chicken, lettuce, and some carrots in here. The wrap, I'll say, does not smell the greatest. I don't know, it doesn't have a strong scent, but it seems like one of those really healthy wraps that aren't gonna be that great. But it does have a good texture, and I will say the taste isn't strong. It's not like in your face, like offensive. It's just, you know, pretty basic. If you just want something to hold your things, then I think this is a really great wrap because it really doesn't have a strong taste in my opinion. And with the chicken and the blue cheese being so strong in here, I just don't even really mind it either way. It's not great, it's not terrible. So I think it's worth giving it a try if you need a wrap like this. I wasn't going to include this in this video. I hate telling you guys what to do or acting like I know what I'm doing. But I want to share with you guys what I'm going through, and I know as couponers, you are kind of in this same situation. We have a lot of condiments and sauces that we get pretty cheap. So like Hellmann's, that's a huge one, we coupon all the time. Tons of pasta sauces, all kinds of wing sauces, things like that. I have a whole sparkling wine here that I'm just not going to drink. I'm going to give that to somebody probably. But we have all of these sauces, and some of them aren't that bad for you. But maybe this will be the challenge of the week for everybody. Look at what sauces you have in your cupboard, in your kitchen, and decide if you actually want to eat what the ingredients are. And if you're on a tight budget and you're working with whatever you can get the cheapest, I get that and I understand. But if you're at a place where you're wanting to make a little bit of a healthier choice for your family, some of these oils, like soybean oil as the #2 ingredient after water, I don't think I want that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. There are some ketchups that aren't too bad. I'll show you guys in a second what I kept in my fridge. But this one does have high fructose corn syrup in it. So that one's a no. Hellmann's, I have a lot of Hellmann's. I just really didn't think much of it. I thought it was a pretty solid choice. But I'm learning that there is soybean oil in so much. And it's the #2 ingredient after water. I'm not doing that anymore. There's some better options for all of these, really. I'm still working through some of the stuff, but this is stuff that I'm keeping so far. My husband needs jelly. I'll probably buy him a better jelly at some point. I also am keeping this for him because it has sugar in it, but it's not high fructose corn syrup or anything. I don't think that's terrible, and he loves that sauce, so that's what we're keeping. I have this for myself. This is gluten-free. It does have soybeans in it, which I don't love, but I know there's going to be situations where I'm going to want a soy sauce. That's just my life. I love sushi. I probably will want that at some point. Maybe I'll find something better to replace that with at some point. This sauce, which I know we have gotten a lot of over the past few months, it has extra virgin olive oil, good ingredients in there. I feel great about this pasta sauce, so that is definitely a keep in my book. Sir Kensington is a pretty good brand. Typically, I feel good about all of their products. Organic cane sugar, but it's not terrible. We don't have any oils in there that I don't like, so I think that is a good ketchup option. And I did coupon this, you guys. Like, we can coupon a lot of these items. I'm pretty sure I couponed this one at 1.2. At Publix, we get a lot of deals on Sir Kensington, but not terrible ingredients. So it's not, I'm not saying throw out everything, but just look at it maybe and just see how you feel. Maybe we can make some small changes. I feel like condiments are a big deal. Like, you put it on, you know, tons of food you eat. If you can make a few small changes there, that might have a big impact on how many of those oils you're ingesting. Alright, you guys, that's everything that I have for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel if you have not yet. I will be back on Sunday with my Target haul. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Bye.